Good afternoon, I'm Tan from PO1. Today I'm going to present about my analysis on the chosen application system, which is the scholarship application system. Before we start, let me explain briefly on the history of the scholarship application system. Over the past few years, the school fee has been drastically increased and many of the talented students cannot afford to go to the university or polytechnic because of their financial needs. That's why the government has implemented the scholarship for the students to apply. But in the past, the procedure for managing scholarship and evaluating them is using paperwork processing. The disadvantages of paperwork is the application submitted by the applicants can be lost and torn. That's why it's essential to implement the online scholarship application system for smooth management and evaluation, not only for the committee member but also for the administrator. The purpose of this online scholarship application system is to have a smooth procedure for the scholarship application for all the users, including student and administrator. The current paper-based scholarship application system has the following flaws, such as paper and ink consumption, the inconvenient and time-consuming communication, heavy workload, and complex data management maintenance. That's why it's important to implement the online scholarship application system, which will result in a convenience for the administrator in managing and evaluating the application. The workload for maintaining and searching data is also drastically reduced. The functions I would like to implement in this scholarship application system are as follows. All the users, including the applicants, administrator, and the committee member, must create an account and log into the system before they can access to the website, so that the system can identify the user whether the system should based on the applicant, the administrator, and committee member. For example, for the applicant, the system will grant them to browse the scholarship, submit the scholarship with the necessary documents, and also view the result. And they also can edit their personal information such as email and password. Also, the committee member, which are appointed by the administrator to evaluate and review the scholarship application that are submitted by the applicants. For the administrator, they can manage the scholarship award criteria and the committee members. After the evaluation and review process done by the committee members, the administrator can shortlist the applicants for the interviews. Also, they have a right to award the scholarship to the applicants. These functionality are written based on the user roles and responsibility, and also the system will do the security encryption on the user information and their access control. So I would like to take time more on the use case diagram of the scholarship application system. So I have a system boundary, and inside the system boundary, I have all the use cases of the scholarship application system. Outside the boundary, we have four actors. We have applicant, administrator, committee member, and database. For applicant, they can create an account if they haven't done so. If they can log into the account to have access for the system. If they log into the account, the system will verify the credential. If the credential the applicant given are irrelevant, the system will display an error. The applicant can choose to submit the application to the database, view the application result from the database. Also, they can browse the scholarship. Also, they can edit the user information, which is change an email and change a password. And the second actor I would like to talk more on it is the administrator. The create an account and log into the account are the similar process as the applicant, but the main difference is that the managed committee member, which is the third actor, who can evaluate the application and review the application submitted by the applicant. Also, they can shortlist applicant for the interview. Also, they can award the scholarships to the applicants, and they can manage the award criteria. The fourth actor, the final actor I would like to talk more about is the database. The database play an essential part in this scholarship application system, which is a database store all the applicants, administrator, committee members, data, and also the application and scholarship data. So moving on is the use case specification. I have chosen two core use cases, which is the submit application by the applicants and manage the award criteria by the administrator. So the first use case specification is the submit application, which is done by the applicants. The main flow is that when the applicant apply for a scholarship application, this use case begin, and the system display the scholarship application form and terms and condition. Applicant enter the credential, attach the necessary document. The fourth step, verify the credential and document enter, and the system will ask for confirmation. After the applicant confirm the application, the system will save the application record in the database and the use case end. There are alternate flow. There are two alternate flow, which is when the applicant submit the insufficient document and credential for application, the system will show the error and the applicant need to re-enter the credential and document from step 3. Also, if the applicant submit invalid personal information for application, the system will show the error message and the applicant need to re-enter the credential. So the second use case specification I would like to talk more on is done by the administrator. So this use case begin when the administrator log into the system. Also, the administrator must be authenticated and authorized as the administrator to manage the scholarship award criteria. And then the second thing is the system identify the user. Administrator view the scholarship award. Administrator select the scholarship award and update on the requirements and dates. System verify information. System will ask for the confirmation. If the administrator confirm the changes, system will save the changes in the database. There are two alternate flow. First flow is that if the administrator give the annual login credential, the system will show the error and the administrator need to re-enter the credential from step 1. So for the alternate second flow, if the administrator when the administrator make a changes to the scholarship, if administrator give an invalid format for dates, such as like for example end date is earlier than start date, the error message will display and the administrator need to re-enter the date from step 4. If the administrator gave an insufficient requirement for application, the system will display an error message and also the administrator need to re-enter the requirement from step 4. So the final diagram I would like to explain more on is the domain model. We have 8 candidate classes which are user, applicant, administrator, committee member, scholarship, application, interview, and result. So the user class is the parent class of the applicant, administrator, and the committee member. For the user, it store all the user information like to log in to the website, such as user ID, password, login status, and register date. So I would like to talk more on the parent child class, which are the applicant, administrator, and committee member. For the applicant, we store the information on the applicant, which are the applicant name, email, and the Boolean student, which is to identify the applicant whether they are student or not, whether he is student or not. So one applicant can browse us for one or many scholarship. One applicant can submit 0 or one application for that particular scholarship. They can choose not to submit the application also can. And also the applicant, once the application is submitted, they can choose to view the result. And also if the applicant did not submit the application, they cannot view the result. Here that's why we have a composite on this. Scholarship in the scholarship application, we have a interview under the scholarship. For the administrator, one administrator can manage many scholarship. One administrator can shortlist many interview, and one administrator can award award the scholarship to many applicants. And also the administrator can review the application. For the committee member, he or she can evaluate and review the application. Yes. So this is the end of the presentation. These are my references for the assignment. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.